You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. How you doing, Dan?
Holy moly, are you kidding? This is a pretty sketchy weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Boys, holy moly, Rocky, unbelievable. So this plug just in. Anderson's Collision Center.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody should be thinking of them.
Have them on speed dial.
Yeah, if you do get in a little fender bender, they're the ones to call.
Give them a shout. Yeah, Amy and Jeremy will literally fix your wagon.
Yeah, they are good people. Bump.
Well, historically, what is going on here? And congrats on making it through, guys. Good to see your smiley faces here. And let's get after it. It was this day in 1982. Your favorite rocker and mine, Ozzy Osbourne, literally did bite the head off a bat on stage in Des Moines, Iowa during a concert.
Why? What did that bat ever do to him anyway?
I have no idea.
I remember that.
Well, and his tour people freaked out. They made him go in for rabies checkups and everything else afterwards. I mean, it was quite the debacle. It's like, yeah, dude, we're going to the clinic.
If he didn't have rabies afterwards, maybe he had them before.
Who knows? And speaking
like
of
old Ozzy isn't doing so well right
speaking of strangeness, and you may or may not know this, if you've been following what's been going on in Hong Kong the past 6 months or so, the protests, pro-democracy, blah, 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 blah. Here's the deal. You know, Britain, like so much of the world, Britain used to control Hong Kong.
Yeah, they did.
Way back in the day, and then they flushed an entire empire. But it was this day in 1841 that China actually handed Hong Kong over to British rule during what is known as the Opium War. That particular war was super slow, lots of giggling going on, and they kept misplacing their car keys and remotes.
You got to be involved in a war. That's a good one.
Yep.
Exactly.
The old Opium War.
Coming up in a bit, we've got Ranger Dan coming in. We'll have some water cooler talk. We've got entertainment news. It's all on the way. It's a Monday. It is also Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so there's some folks that get to take an extra day off today. We are not some of those folks. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
When was the last time you got a new credit card? If you have a card that's been in your purse or wallet for a long time, you should check and see if you're getting the best rates. You may find a better credit card that will give you the points you want or cashback options you don't get right now. At bettercreditcards.com, you see all the major credit card companies and their best offers. Let them compete to earn your business. And if the one you have right now is better, keep it. Find a card that's a better fit for you at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I love to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals, too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Cow! Hey, good morning, small Heidi. My little pumpkin. How's my little pumpkin?
A fantastic.
Look at yo. His favorite little. Hello, John.
What are you drinking to stay warm over there, Ranger? You don't even have a coat on.
We got we just boiled up some coffee over the old camp stove there before we rolled on in, and we're pretty much ready to go. Hey, I like to keep the little radio rangers informed if there's any news from the state that has to do with wildlife and what's going on. And this cleared the old Ranger Dan desk just the other day, and it's pretty darn exciting. Maybe. Out of Pierre, South Dakota, should South Dakota offer bounties again this spring on some species that prey on pheasants and ducks? Well, that is an issue for the governor, of course, and the people who head up the old Game, Fish, and Parks Commission. We call them the brown shirts. They'll make that decision in March. And Pierre, Kevin Broadbling, close personal friend of mine who I've never met, hopes commissioners opt for a second year of those bounties. Here's some numbers. Now, there's some controversy about this because basically I had a bunch of people running around shooting varmints, taking their tails, sending them into the state, and getting a $10 bounty per tail.
Yeah, my brother has taken part of that.
And that is a fact. Now you think, well, $10 here, $10 there, really ain't no big thing, but holy cow.
There's some dough, yeah.
Holy cow.
How much was in that fund?
Well, the department actually spent about $1 million.
Nice.
They actually started out, they gave away more than 16,000 live traps. Those were free to people that wanted to do this.
Nice.
So they got government-supplied live traps, just like Obama's cellular phones, only trappier. They spent about $200,000 in salaries and benefits to staff involved in that effort and had about $35,000 in other payouts. Now, they're going to take that bounty. If they're going to do it again this year, it's going to drop for $10 per tail down to $5 per tail.
Oh, that's too bad.
And we're talking your raccoon type critters, your possum type critters. We're talking bobcats, which is pretty strange. I ain't taking the tail off of bobcats.
You kill it first.
Everybody, he'll look you right in the eye and he'll say, "I don't think so."
You would think your bobcat tail would be worth more than like a raccoon.
And also badgers, who you don't want to go toe-to-toe with.
No.
Which I got the trap. So here's the deal. If they're going to do it again this year, it's all about the tail. You're going to get $5 for that, but all the messing around you got to do. So this is what we're going to do. Ranger Dan.
Oh, you got it. Dan has a plan.
We do have a plan. It's really, really pretty simple. We've set up a series of Ranger Dan critter drop boxes located around the Sioux Empire. You'll find them, of course, in Northview Bait and Tackle on North Kiwanis, behind the Log Cabin Bar on Burnside. And now, proud to say, all the Aldi food stores.
Nice.
Right by the loading docks here on South Louise, East Arrowhead Parkway, and West 85th Street. Here's what you do. You just waltz your tail right up to that box. Your little keypad there, just punch in critter.
Yeah.
Slot will open, drop your tail in, and you just wait, and you will receive a printed out coupon for 5% off towards any of official Ranger Dan merchandise. Except, of course, for the official Ranger Dan generic brand canned ham, which is still under a government recall. Ranger Dan, here to help, here at your service, little radio rangers. You know the drill. You can stay in school, go to church, say your prayers, eat your vegetables, don't be playing soccer, don't let me catch you wearing Crocs. Is Ranger Dan out? Yes.
Again, Ranger Dan's Critter Corner on the John and Heidi Show bonus hour.
It's a new year. Have you made a resolution to quit drinking or to finally get away from drugs for good? These are both habits that are hard to kick, but you can do it. We want to help you. TimeForRehab.com is here to help you find the help you need with your particular situation. If you want to make this year the year you get the help you need to live a normal life again, start with a little help from us at TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Time now for Water Cooler Talk, brought to you by Aqua One. Mr. Dan Farris back in the studio right now with hard-hitting news for a Monday.
Yeah, we started this last week, actually. There was a hubbubbery going on with Sioux Falls Parks and Rec. They had hired an Indiana firm to come in and do really a huge overview of our Parks and Rec system and our swimming pools and whatnot, and the recommendations were made. And so, you know, we got some calls, well, they're going to spend all this money on maybe a new pool, and they're going to update 3 existing pools and blah, 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 blah. Hey, if the city even does that, got the latest news now.
Okay.
That probably won't even happen until 5 years from now, maybe even 10 years from now. That according to Director of Parks and Rec here in Sioux Falls, Don Kearney.
Nice.
So, yeah, they're talking big bucks again. In case you don't know, they're talking expressly about the Frank Olson pool, which apparently needs some big updating, the Keene Park pool, and also the McKinnon wading pool.
Nice.
That is actually where Luke and Sadie took their first little drop into the drink there.
Oh, very cool.
Slide and stuff like that. So
now, I did get an email here from last week when you were talking about Frank Olson Park. You said that, according to this, you said that it was 100% urine.
No, that would have been the McKinnon wading pool because that's all children, John.
Is that the one? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got this official on Sioux Falls City News letterhead that says that it's never more than 85% urine.
Well, it's true.
85%.
I'm just kidding. It's just a note. It's not really.
What do you think chlorine is for?
It kills the urine.
Pretty much.
It does.
So that's not in the offing for quite a while. Meanwhile, how to get all this stuff funded. I don't know, Parks and Rec, I got to tell you what, I've lived a lot of places, but I got to say, the Sioux Falls Park system is pretty, yeah, we spend way too much money on soccer facilities. But other than that,
not enough on fixing bridges.
Soccer really is the last bastion of communism, so.
Well, we need to get your bridge fixed, Dan.
The bridge over at Dunham Park, which washed away during the last flooding, that's gone. That's where I hang. That needs to be put back.
The Dan Farris Memorial Bridge.
Before we spend another dime on a parking ramp or anything else, put my bridge back up.
That's right.
The bridge was still there. It just got dislodged. Then they just removed it. Why wouldn't they have just set it back in place?
Maybe it wasn't.
Well, the footings and everything else have to be, done.
Yeah.
I actually asked Mayor Paul Tenhanken about it, and he kind of went, yeah, well, we got other stuff to do right now. Okay, pal, whatever.
All right. I'll check back later then.
Whatever. I'll thank you to get out of my yard, man. Then take your sign with you.
Again, Water Cooler Talk brought to you right now by Aqua One.
Want to make your sweetheart smile next month for Valentine's Day? Find some fun matching shirts at funkymonkeyshirts.com. We have a whole collection of fun shirts for you lovebirds.
My wife rocks.
My man rocks.
We also have many silly shirts that will make you smile any day of the year.
My ex-wife was a trophy wife.
Participation trophy.
Find something fun for a loved one, friend, or for yourself at funkymonkeyshirts.com. That's funkymonkeyshirts.com.
Time now for the Maverick Recruiting Top Gun of the Week. This comes your way courtesy of Maverick Recruiting and MaverickRecruiting.com. Each week we have this. It's kind of like an Employee of the Month, or Employee of the Week, rather. That's why it's the Top Gun of the Week. And we hand the mic over to Heidi, which always makes me nervous. But you've got a good Top Gun of the Week for this week?
I have a great Top Gun of the Week this week.
Who's that?
The gentleman at Rundac. It's a cell phone repair, cell phone sales place. Awesome, guys. Awesome prices.
I got a cool phone protector
new phone
from
protector, and I'll tell you what, they have a heck of a deal there for those
Heidi's
phone
a bargain hunter, Dan. So.
I am, and it's...
Oh, yeah, she married you, John.
I know. And I'm a bargain.
Ting.
She got me slightly used.
I did.
So they have this like phone protectors you put over the screen of your phones. They got cases too.
Which are super important. You've got to get
but
them.
We got these screen protectors.
But you know what? If you get a minute, stop in there and say, Sunny Radio told me to ask about your screen protectors.
Yeah.
It will be well worth your time.
And it'll be the last one you ever have to buy because it's like a lifetime guarantee.
It's a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer.
Heidi and I have talked about this. We got ours last Tuesday, and we said we're going to just start coming in every Tuesday. It's going to be Screen Protector
well, you
Tuesday.
certainly can. Up to 99 of them or something?
Something like that.
Where are these guys?
They're kind of behind Olive Garden, back in that little area next to Plato's Closet.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Across from O'Gorman.
Very familiar, yeah.
It's called Rundac, R-U-N-D-A-Q.
And they are the nicest
Yeah, super nice guys. Very nice guys.
So, yeah, you got to go see them.
There you go. Patrick and Austin, congratulations for being our Maverick Recruiting Top Gun of the Week. We'll be bringing you a T-shirt and what do you call the other thing? A certificate?
Yes.
A certificate? We'll get all that out. Maybe not today. We'll see. I don't even know if they're there today. But we'll get that out to you one of these days. Again, Maverick Recruiting, our friends there can help you find awesome people for your team. Reach out to John and the folks at MaverickRecruiting.com. And if you happen to be awesome people and you're looking for maybe a little better opportunity out there, they've got some great jobs as well. Reach out to them. Some of them are on their website, but not all of them. So if you go on there and you don't see what you're looking for, still reach out at MaverickRecruiting.com.
Student loan debt is out of control for many people. Are you one of them? The average graduate walks away with anywhere from $25,000 to $40,000 in student loans. Believe it or not, 2% even manage to owe over $100,000 by the time they graduate. If you have several different student loans, let us consolidate them into one loan and one payment at singlestudentloan.com. If you have only one student loan, we may be able to offer you a better rate to help you get that loan paid off sooner at singlestudentloan.com. That's singlestudentloan.com.
Time now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Snap along with me. It's fabulous. We're going to hang kind of a left here, not the usual celebrity fare, because one of my favorite ever, love the guy, Billy Graham. It involves Billy Graham.
Okay.
And it involves car auction. So it's pretty interesting. Barrett Jackson, one of the biggest car auction houses in the country.
Classic cars, yeah.
Has recently pulled a 1966 Rolls-Royce Phantom 5 limousine from its Scottsdale auction lineup because there are questions about its total authenticity.
Okay.
it was put up for auction with the paperwork going, this belonged to Billy Graham.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And the auction company does its due diligence on all of its cars, but now more than one person has come forward going, okay, this car is amazing and very opulent. It looks like something the Queen would be in a parade with.
Yeah.
You're going, Billy really didn't rock like that. And so now they can't.
Billy Graham?
No, it was listed on the paperwork. It literally says, owned by Billy Graham, occupation, evangelist.
But I wonder if there was maybe another Billy Graham evangelist.
There was just a Billy Graham on the... Yeah.
There was an episode of Seinfeld like that.
There's the connection right there if it was on Seinfeld.
But he bought a car that used to belong to John Voight, but it wasn't famous John Voight.
Yeah. It could happen. But speaking of which, this was exciting for me because I'm a Mustang guy, right? And I knew the thing was coming up for auction a few weeks ago, and I was interested to see what happened. And this is what happened from the 1969 Steve McQueen movie Bullitt.
Yeah.
The Bullitt Mustang, the one
that
he
drove. Been lost for years.
Because there's been several built, and Ford has come out with some prototypes and whatnot, but this is the one McQueen was driving in that movie. Biggest auction price ever for a car through the Mecum auction, $3.4 million.
You know, that was a barn find. That was in a barn for like
it was
20
pretty
years.
rusted out because I had seen it on display shortly after they found it, and it looked kind of toasty.
Can you even imagine having that in your barn for all those years?
Amazing is that?
Yeah, and the record before Bullitt was sold a week or so back was a one-of-a-kind 67 Shelby GT500 Super Snake, also Mustang.
Yeah.
$2.2 million.
Yikes. Where would you even put a car like that? Because I'd be afraid to.
I would drive the heck out of it.
I would not.
I would.
Would you?
Oh, absolutely,
well, I guess
I would.
If you got that kind of money to burn on a vehicle, you're not too worried about anything. So
very cool. We're going to have to maybe...
So what I'm waiting for, it'll be interesting because actually it was a remake. You remember the movie Gone in 60 Seconds, released 2000 with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Eleanor, a 1967 GT500, a beautiful car.
Is that going up for auction?
You know what? Unless they trash the thing, hard to say and what that would go for. But the original movie was 1974.
Okay.
Of Gone in 60 Seconds. And that was actually a 1974 Mach 1 Mustang, which was gorgeous too, named Eleanor. So it'd be interesting if those ever crop up.
Right.
Yeah, that would be. Wow, thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
That was a little different entertainment
Pretty
news.
exciting. And I got to believe, I really doubt Billy Graham owned that Rolls-Royce Phantom. Maybe he did. I don't know. But again, they pulled it off the auction block going, hang on.
Until we can prove it.
Yeah, we got to verify.
They're digging in, and we'll see if this crosses my desk. I'll sure let you know.
Yeah, give us an update if we find out.
There
Thank
you
you
go.
again, Dan.
My pleasure.
Mr. Dan Farris with some entertainment news. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.